This is a follow-up to the top 10 reasons to buy Chinese Panda coins. And looking back here at my list, I wanted to highlight the fact that there are some years, of course, that are better to buy. We're talking here about, again, 1 ounce gold pandas, standard issue, BU, and 1/2 ounce gold panda coins, standard issue, BU. These are all consolidated with the different varieties and types of each year, and some of them are better to pick up than others. But in general, right about 1991 is a year that the revised mintage, the actual coins that were distributed, is far lower than what was originally planned in the series. And not to mention the fact that it's also one of those years that they did not actually have any data for some of these coins. And what I mean by that is that a 1/2 ounce original mintage, they didn't even have an accurate report on that. And in fact, they've found that they distributed 32,717. So 1991, you look at that year, you look at 1992, you understand that NGC and PCS haven't even graded that many coins total. And that's not to mention the fact that there aren't that many perfect 70s and 69s within that batch that were actually graded. Most of the pandas from that time period were graded anywhere between MS 67 up to a few that were MS 70. And if we go down the list, we also find that that was the case too from year 2000 through 2005, which are not that old, are also severely underrated in terms of their price, in terms of how many that have actually been graded by the top 2 grading companies in the world. And these are years here where you can pick up a standard BU gold or 1/2 ounce panda coin, and for that matter even the silver, at a decent price. And you're getting a steal because it's undervalued based on the actual population. You could walk into almost any of the coin markets here or go on eBay, and you won't be able to find a 2000 very often, but you will be able to find 2001 through 2005 quite easily in the gold and silver categories. So that's something to really consider. If you find them at a good price, it is indeed a great value to pick up. It's going to be much easier to find, like I said, versus the 1990s and 80s varieties, which are not only going to be hard to find, but the premiums on those are going to be ridiculous. And like I said before, if you want to know if one of these coins is a good value, just shoot me an email, and I'll be able to give you some pointers on what price point I would buy those coins at if I was in your position. Older Panda coins, and do dealers have them on stock? The answer is no. Most of the dealers you find online will have out of stock. They'll have temporarily out of stock. They'll have that for almost every one, especially of the gold, but also the silver also out of stock. 87 20th ounce. That's good to get because the fractionals are again undervalued and under minted in some of those years. Out of stock. Again, out of stock. You'll be able to find them occasionally on eBay, but what I found that a lot of the availability on eBay, the prices are so ridiculous that it's not even a good buy at reduced mintages. So you've got to pick and choose the sellers on eBay that you can trust that will have authentic coins and be able to work with you on price. There's a couple of prime Chinese dealers on eBay that are selling their coins far beyond their street value. And I know this because when I walk into these coin markets, I'm finding the same graded coins that they're listing for a lot less than what they're selling on eBay, obviously. Silver, it's the same way. If we look at silver and we take a look at the pandas that were issued, what we're going to find is that the populations might seem high initially, but when you compare them with some of the other world coins, you'll find that, in fact, there have not been that many graded at all. And you can just see by this list. Go on to ngccoin.com, go on to PCGS website, and take a look at the population. Take a look at how many are rated up here in the 6970 range. I usually, when I collect graded coins, I usually will go for a 69 because of the fact that 69 seems to be a sweet spot for me as a collector in MS or PF, because that's a grade on a slab coin where I could find it readily. I can find the years and the types that I want, and it is not going to break the bank as much as you would think compared to a 68 or a lesser coin. The real jump up in price is going to be when you go to 70. Okay, there's a great discount there if you get a coin that is almost perfect but not perfect. And again, that's simply because of supply and demand. There just haven't been that many graded perfect coins out there. But like I've said before, you have an eye for coins, and if you get experienced in this game, what you can do is you can eyeball the coins that have a chance to be a MS or PF 69. You can do that with a trained eye. I've got lucky on that on many occasions. I know the batches of coins that I get loose in the market that have a strong potential to be an MS 69. And I pick those up at just a standard BU price. Again, the list here for PCGS also, this is for the silver pandas, and the total graded silver pandas in their entire inventory, all types, is only a little over 1 million. Okay, that is not a lot considering the population of all those years of millions and millions of silver coins being minted. And among those, again, there's not that many 70s. There are quite a few 69s. They are readily available. There are more 69s being graded in some of these years than some of the lesser coins. And that would allow you to acquire those coins at a good price and then sell those coins because MS69, almost perfect, people want to buy those coins. Key dates and historical influences. Well, we understand that a lot of these coins have been melted down through attrition. The 1997 Asian financial crisis was a key moment in this series because at that point Asia was in the tank and we were coming to the end of the dot-com boom, and everything was a little bit sketchy as far as where the economy was heading. Asia, like I said, suffered a lot more in that recession than the West did. A lot of these coins that were minted through the 90s were melted down for their bullion value because there was that little jump in precious metals prices. Okay, the perceiving of low demand for these coins, both in Asia and in the West, were key factors in the meltdown. Now, you'll read a lot of articles if you talk to dealers, especially pawn shop owners, and they will tell you that they melted down a lot of these coins to the 80s and 90s because of the fact that nobody wanted to buy them. Nobody took the coin series seriously. They just said, well, this is a coin from China and it's got a cute panda on it. Well, that doesn't really thrill me as a collector coin, so they melted them down. So the attrition factor is massive in this series. I believe that just from looking around, talking to people, and understanding that even at the biggest coin markets, there are some years in the gold pandas that you just cannot find, or the price will be astronomical because we do have scarcity there. 1983 saw the addition of a smaller panda coin being added to the date sets. This was the start of the 5-piece gold sets. One would think these small coins would not well be received, and actually they were a big hit. Because they were affordable, they could be used in jewelry. That's key. That's a part of the attrition game and factors that we don't look at. But jewelry, especially in Asia, was a huge factor in these smaller gold pandas. And again, this article here A lot lower survival rate due to them being used in jewelry. I'll show you an example right here. I've seen this many times in pawn shops and jewelry stores, and a few occasions ladies wearing these panda coins on their ear, on their watch. I've seen guys that have worn panda coins as belt buckles and other types of decorative jewelry. And you can see here that that's a waste of a perfectly good panda coin, because right away that's going to get scratched up, tarnished, nicked, lost, and melted down when they turn it into the jewelry store or pawn shop. So even the platinum, the PT, look, there's a ring right there. All of this stuff contributes massively to the attrition levels of the Panda coin series. And no other commemorative coin series has this kind of attrition with jewelry, because of the fact that these coins are very handsome and they work well for jewelry because, again, of that fractional series that they always had coming out with. It leads to massive loss of the population. Again, another article here. This is from NGC Coin. Many dealers decide to melt down their platinum pandas inventories to make bars that could be easily sold into the then current market. So PT, that's probably one of the more difficult. The PT, palladium, the copper, the brass, all of those types of pandas are very, very difficult to find. In fact, if it's not going to be overpriced on eBay or at some online dealer occasionally, you can find them at the three biggest markets in China, but you will only be able to really get a collection of them to sort through there. Now, I need to have a contrarian view here, because everything has a alternative viewpoint, even though it may be wrong, like this particular viewpoint is. But we'll take a look here. This is the 10 worst silver coins for investment. I do follow this stuff when it's published. This is from Silver Monthly, and they're looking at this as being collectible numismatic silver coins being one of the worst. I completely disagree with that. They're also looking at large coins, silver Australian koalas, kookaburras, silver Chinese pandas, which I think is totally absurd because of the fact that, like I've said before on this channel, the premium that you pay for that panda coin will be realized when you sell it. All right? Most of these older panda coins have never gone down in value year to year. They shot up like a rocket ship to the moon. All right? Same thing with Perth Mint. They have this listed here as being a bad investment coin. Britannias, koalas, kangaroos. Couldn't disagree more with this as an investment because of the fact that they are semi-numismatic, and they do not get affected as much as you would think with the spot price of silver and gold fluctuating. Some coins don't get affected by that. Some coins do. Bullion coins always get affected by the price of silver and gold on the spot market.